I know how to push the right button in me in whatever situation. You know what I mean? Like there's times when, let's say for example, we about to record this podcast episode and I just had a long day from, like doing music or at a show or whatever, and I'm just beat tired. And a guest is coming in and I'm just like sitting there like minutes before, just like, people are like, yo, you good? You know what I mean? Passed out. But as soon as the mic and the camera come on, energy just comes from low. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, like, yo, people, I don't want to waste people's time. I got to deliver it. You know what I mean?
Thank you for tuning in to IPU Podcast, a show about business owners, philanthropists, and influencers from the African diaspora. I am your host, Jay Tessie.
Hello, everybody. This is IPU Podcast. This is Eric, and Jay Tessie is out for a bit. But today we have a special guest, and we've had him some time back in the past, and he's a really inspirational musician. And I think you guys will enjoy this interview. Reflex, welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks for having me, bro. Yeah, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. And I've seen you guys have been really working hard.
Yeah. Last time I was on the show, I was with my brother, AK, Uncle AK. Representing Stuck in the Middle podcast. So, yeah, now I come with a different hat as an artist. Solo. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So, could you just tell us about yourself a little bit? For our guests who don't know you, and also you can also talk a little bit about Stuck in the Middle, but this time we just want to kind of hear about your music side that maybe some of us don't know about.
No doubt, man. Yeah, man. Like I'm from Cameroon. This is that part where I enjoy, letting people know about me. It's always a joy as an artist, connect with people who otherwise don't know me. But I'm from Cameroon, man. I always get mistaken for Ethiopia or Somalia, which is cool. Yeah. I embrace the East. Yeah, man. Yeah, we are one. But yeah, I'm from West Africa, man. Cameroon. Moved to the States 2007 with my family. Mm-hmm. I got off the cheese bus, which is the yellow bus, high school bus. One afternoon, and a bunch of my friends were going to record music, and I used to write poetry, and I was just like, man, let me swing by. And so I just took one of my poems and rapped it on one of the beats that they were rapping on, and we played it in school the next day, and people enjoyed it, and it just started from there, man. Since 2009, I've been doing it. Yep.
Man. That's cool, man. That's cool. So you're more of lyrics first and then beat, or is it beats and lyrics? Like how do you start?
I'm more for lyrics first and then beat. As far as like writing wise, I listen to the beat, and you know what I mean. Like I pretty much just memorize it, and a lot of my writing process is either this is probably gonna creep some people out, but I write a lot in the shower. No.
Hey, yeah.
I write. That's where a lot of stuff hits me, and I just memorize it, and then when I get out, I either say it in a voice note or I just go. I usually say it in a voice note because that way it flows better. Because if I try to write it, I will forget a lot. Also, when I'm driving, I take long drives, sometimes just pointless long drives, and just listen to like beats fresh and just write. I listen to a lot. I'm an avid music listener. I listen to a lot of music, and if I go through an album. Like for example, I just listened to the new DJ Khaled Father of Assad album. If I go to an album, I have to write at least 3 songs after listening to an album, and that tells me if the album was great or not because it inspired me. Yeah,
just drawing inspiration from the album, from the beat.
So, yeah.
Do you limit yourself, like with the genres that you listen to, or do you just draw from?
Yeah, like what I listen to is I listen to a whole bunch of different stuff, man. Because my music, it's like people who follow my music, or people who will be introduced to my music, I'm first and foremost an Afro-Trap artist, and I dabble in I don't want to say dabble because I've mastered a lot of genres. Like I started off doing like conscious rap.
Yeah.
What artists like J. Cole, Big Crit are doing, and then 2011, while I was in college, my life changed as far as me becoming born again and that. So I started doing Christian rap, and then so just a lot of people around me that I knew as far as dudes were doing rap, man, and it was just a lot. I felt like it was become saturated, and my voice was getting drowned out, and so I was like, man, I got to stand out, So I was just introspectively looking at myself, and I was like, man, I can speak English, French, my dialect, which is Awing, it's a little village in Cameroon. 4,000 to 5,000 people, and the language is spoken by 50,000 people. So I was like, man, I can speak 4 languages. So, you know what I'm saying? The only way to stand out is by, you know, like rapping in a different language. So ever since then, I just been, you know, so like you hear my song, you at least hear 4 to 5 different, you know, languages in my song. So, you know, Afro-Trap, Afrobeat, and everything is, you know, like I said, just centered around, you know, life experiences, you know, my worldview, and just, yeah, man, just fun.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. You know, I've noticed listening to your music. You know, I'm from the center part of Africa. I'm from Rwanda, but you know, grew up in East Africa as well. But I still somehow draw from, you know, from the beat that you're putting in, and, you know, some of the language I can't understand, but you still feel that connection. So
yeah.
Which brings me to my next question. As far as inspiration, right? You know, a lot of times, you know, you always hear, you know what, go look for inspiration. Now, do you just draw inspiration from music, or do you draw inspiration from other areas of life? Like,
yeah, man, you know what's crazy? Like a lot of my songs, I feel like I gotta like get it pass through, like, you know, the people that are involved in it, because a lot of it is like real stuff. Like people who know me, you know what I mean? Sometimes I'm like, man, I'm about to release this, you know, go ahead and take a listen and make sure it's good before I put it out, because everything is real, you know what I mean? Real stories, you know, real people who have been affected by it. And some of it is, you know, fictional, as far as like me, you know, so like listening to other songs and, you know, getting inspired by one word and taking that one word and creating a whole verse. But most of the time, everything I rap about is real, like 100% stuff that I've gone through. And I just turn it into music. Yeah, man.
So you know, I'm very process oriented and trying to understand, like, you know, just how it goes. So here you are, right? You got inspired, right? You're putting the words down, the lyrics down, right? And somewhere in the background, you're getting the beat in your mind. How do you put this all together?
Yeah, man. So I usually just start with a word, and sometimes it's like a lot of mumble. Like let's say like a beat come on, and then I can record that in the voice note, and then I go back and listen and just, you know, put words in the mumble. And that's how a lot of, you know, saying, like, for the listeners listening right now, that's how a lot of your artists and songwriters write music. It's just, you know, it's just a vibe of feeling, you know what I mean? And you always, I mean, me personally, I always want to go with that first feeling, because that's what's going to connect with a person. Yeah. And I'm saying, like, sometimes, very rare, I will go back and rewrite a verse. I know, you know, I'm saying, like artists like Jay-Z and some other artists who have been really seasoned, you know, they write 3, 4, 5 verses for a song when they're like, yo, I don't miss that. But I always like to keep the first draft, because that was the authentic, original feeling. And that's what I just want to give out there. Very rare do I substitute words when I, you know what I'm saying, like, when I feel like maybe I should have said it better, or maybe I should have said it more sophisticated, or not in a way where people will not understand. Especially with people who understand the language that I rap in. But most of the time, my music is in English, just, you know, not to chase any body away. But yeah, man, I just start with a vibe. You know, I hear a beat, and if you hit me the right way, you know, so like somebody said, one thing about music is when it hit you, you feel no pain. If you hit me the right way, I just start with, you know what I'm saying, like, I just start with mumbles, and then I just substitute it with words, man, and just go. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah. Now, you know, when you know, for those of us who are not in the music field, you know, I always look at musicians, and I ask myself, you know, how do you maintain the consistency? Say you're putting together an album, right? And you've drawn inspiration from different genres, right? Different experiences. How do you maintain that core beat, or that core, you know, so that I look at it and I know this is you. This is your music. Like, how do you maintain that consistency?
Yeah, man, it's just finding like that fiber that, you know what I'm saying, your fans connect with. Like, for example, you know, I always like to plug in artists that I come up with, like Foggy Raw, for example. He's a dope MC in the DMV right now. He's found his voice, and man, it's a laid back mumble, you know, rap, and like that's you go to a Foggy Raw song and that's what you're gonna hear. His fans love it. Like me, for example, you know what I mean? Like I do Afro-Trap, Afrobeat, hip hop, you know what I mean, pop. But I always, you know, stay consistent around, you know, saying, being authentic to my language and where I'm from. And I'm actually in the process of doing something very dope right now that I don't think has been done, especially in the genre that I'm doing, called Flex Friday, where the beginning of this year, from January, I've dropped a video every single Friday.
I noticed. I subscribed to your channel. I noticed. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, man. It's been, you know, I had the idea, you know, like nothing is new under the sun, obviously, but I had the idea from, you know, way back in October. We started planning. I hit my team up. I was like, oh, listen, this is what I'm finna do. Let's get on the ball and get this, you know what I'm saying, rolling every single Friday of the year. That's I want 52 weeks. I'm dropping a video.
That's a commitment.
52 video, yes. Like, yeah, it's a huge commitment, man. It's been a lot of work.
I know, and for our listeners, you know, you're putting together not just a lyric video.
Mm-hmm.
This is a video. This is actually, you know, for those who have not checked it out, no, go and check out RifleX's YouTube channel. We'll put the links in the show notes. But his videos, right? I'm a visual person. I do photography as well, but his videos are some of the most like well put together videos. I just enjoy watching them, and hearing that you do that every week. You know, I'm just, you know, I'm stunned.
Yeah, man. Sometimes I'm like, man, how do we manage to pull this off? You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, my two videographers, and you being a videographer as well. You can understand, like, you know, how much love I have for these dudes, man. My boy Slant, visuals by Slant, and Vingsting. Vingsting is actually right now touring Europe, touring with Paul McCartney's band, and Slant is right now local. Yeah, he's local right now. We actually doing a festival this weekend coming up on the 25th. But yeah, man. So I just bounced between both of them, and they have, you know, so a lot of stuff comes from me as far as my ideas, because I know what I want to put out to the world, and I just pretty much just, you know, just bring it to them, and they bring it to life. And I can't thank those dudes enough, man. And on a weekly basis, we are able to do this. And yeah, man, I'm just culminating it into a project now that I'm dropping in June 14th called Summer JOLLOF Part 2.
Yes,
Spicy, which is the Part 2 of my EP that dropped last year in June. So yeah, man, it's a busy year for me.
Absolutely, man, absolutely. Yeah. So just expound a little bit more on Summer JOLLOF. You know, where did that come from? Where did that idea, the concept come from?
Summer JOLLOF, man. Oh man, I was last year around May. My birthday's May 5th. I was eating some jollof rice. For those of y'all who know, you know what I'm saying, the Jollof Wars.
Yes, sir.
Ghana, Nigeria, the two, you know what I'm saying, mainstream African nations to that Jollof War. So man, I was just like, man, I wanna name this EP something that's gonna, you know, stand out, that's gonna be fun. The music, you know, is vibey, it's vibrant.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, man, Summer JOLLOF, you know. It's a vibe. It's summertime.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Jollof rice, it hits at the cookhouse. Let me just, you know what I'm saying, put together an EP that can vibe. You know, Fine Girls, the breakout single from there, you know, it did well. Had some of my homegirls in the video. Melanie was popping. They look good. People enjoy the music, enjoy the video. And it did so well. You know, we sold a lot of merch, t-shirts. The EP did so well. It's one of my most marketed projects to date that this year, in a couple of weeks, I'm dropping Part 2. And the Part 2 is called Summer JOLLOF 2 Spicy. You know what I'm saying?
I'm already hungry, man. I'm already hungry now.
That's spicy, you know what I'm saying? It's coming with 2 extra tracks, because last year we had 5 tracks. This year we got 7 tracks. And man, listen, bro.
Man.
The spicy, it means spicy.
we can't wait. Now, you're also dropping videos, I assume, as well, right? With
videos,
right?
Yeah, we got, like I said, 7 tracks, and I think right now we got 2 tracks already shot and done. You know what I mean? Ready to go. I'm about to be like DJ Khaled, man. He dropped almost a track.
I know, that's what I was about to say. You're drawing from your inspiration, totally, man.
Yeah, man. But yeah, listen, we are dropping, you know, videos for a bunch of the tracks. Listen, if you are listening to this right now, look out for Summer JOLLOF June 14th. If you're in Maryland, pull up May 25th Trifecta Festival and come hear some of the songs exclusively.
Yep.
But yeah, man. On the EP, man, I got shout out to my boy Maniac, aka Sound God. He wrote a verse. He actually wrote one of the half of the songs on it. It's called Addicted, and it's a great song, man. Produced by Phil Bill and K Master K, all the way in Cameroon. They just enjoy what I do with Flex Friday. That they send me a beat, and they are mega producers back in Cameroon. So I appreciate them for that. And my homegirl Akanji, she hopped on the beat. She actually came to my studio and we wrote together. So me, Akanji, and Sound Guard, we are on that song. And who else I got? I got King Easy Ranking. He's a Nigerian songwriter. We on a song together. It's called Fine Boy No Pimple. And then I also have my boy JOT. He's the fourth feature on there. The song he's on, it's a song he wrote we co-wrote together where he visited my studio, and it's a beautiful vibe song, man. It's called Provider. So I think people are gonna enjoy it. And then the rest songs are just me solo. It's just me solo, just flexing, doing my thing, man. Yeah.
No, I really like the collabs as well. You know, I mean, working with different artists. You know, you know, just like, you know, when you're listening to music, you gain inspiration, right? Working with different artists, you know, you all inspire each other, and we feel that, you know, as you're producing, you know, the songs and putting them out there. And now we're looking forward to this, and you know, just as soon as it, you know, gets out, we'll make sure that we tell our listeners, can remind our listeners.
Yeah. Appreciate it, bro. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so where's it gonna be available? Like, where you gonna have it on iTunes, or where you gonna have it distributed?
Man.
Yep.
Yeah, I need everybody to run up the streams when this drops June 14th. Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Google Play, you know what I mean? Pandora, everything. All of my music is available on all streaming platforms. RifleX, Reflex is the name. Right now, I got my album Afeseh is available on there. It's Afro-Trap exclusive joint, 14 tracks, and then Some of Your Love one, of course. You know, vibey, Afrobeat, and then a bunch of singles. The single that we're pushing right now is called Link Up. It's doing really well, and it's running up the playlist. So go check it out. RifleX Reflex, and wherever you get your music, I'm gonna be there.
Go be
June 14th.
You know what? I predict that this is gonna be the beat for the summer. You know, the weddings. You know, these weddings you see coming up, right?
So,
DJs out there. Make sure you listen to this, because this is the sound of this summer. You know.
Yeah, so you know it, bro. You know it.
Now, so my question is this. You know, I've noticed. You know, you're balancing a lot of things. You know, and not only just balancing, but you're producing excellent work, right? So a lot of times, you know, there's this whole idea of, you know what, focus on one thing and that's it, and then, you know, just execute it. You're done. Go to the next thing. But how have you managed to balance all these things together to make sure that you're performing at an excellent level? I mean, it's not just perform; it's excellent level, world-class level.
It's hard, man. I think, you know what I'm saying, like the old cliche, you make time for what you love. Like right now, I have a little, you know what I'm saying, like side hustle that, you know, pays the bills as far as music is concerned. Make sure I have the videos shot on an excellent quality level. Make sure, you know, people that, you know, help me out as far as managerial roles and things like that are, you know, well compensated, and everybody who, you know, saying, see my video or, you know, involve me in any kind of way is well compensated. I don't cut corners. I make sure all producers get paid, engineers and everything. But yeah, man. So between that, as far as, you know, just a side hustle, to make some extra dough, the podcast, family, the music, and you know what I'm saying, like church and a bunch of other stuff, man. It's just, you know, I just say it's all about just, you know, planning and execution. Like I said, you know, with Flex Friday, dropping a new video every Friday, I was like, if I'm gonna make this happen for 52 weeks straight, I gotta start planning from way back. So we started in October. You know, I went in the studio, locked in, created 20 songs. That way we, you know what I'm saying, we have the first quarter covered. Done. Shot a bunch of videos, and that way now, as we rolling those out, I'm recording for the next, you know, quarter and shooting videos for those quarters. So we do, you know what I'm saying? And in between that, you know, with the podcast, shout out to my brother, Uncle AK. And my man's Achiri, he holds us down, and my fun cham, they hold us down, man. So it's just about, you know, surrounding yourself with people, you know what I'm saying, that can make it happen, believe in the vision, believe in the dream, equally excited about the product, and you know what I'm saying, just all about, you know, securing that bag. You may not be much right now, but it's coming. It's trickling in.
It's there, you know, and I always believe, you know, when you put art like that out there, you know, when you put art like that out there, that's important. You know, our music, you know, African music needs to be out there. You know, you and out there in an excellent form. You know, you're driving up the quality, you know, of and it's like, you know what, 52 weeks. I mean, come on. I mean, there's no excuse. You know, I mean, there's no excuse to sit down and just dream and not execute. And I think the thing that I've drawn from you is that spirit of execution. You know, it's like, were you always like that? Like, or is it something that you learned after?
Yeah, man. Like one thing that people who know me, would recognize is, man, I know how to push the right button in me in whatever situation. You know what I mean? Like there's times when, let's say for example, we about to record this podcast episode, and I just had a long day from, like doing music or at a show or whatever, and I'm just beat tired.
Yeah.
And, a guest is coming in, and I'm just like sitting there like minutes before, just like, people are like, yo, you good? You know what I mean? Pass out. But as soon as the mic and the camera come on, energy just comes from, you know what I'm saying? Because I know, like, yo, people, I don't want to waste people's time. Absolutely. I got to deliver. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, I got a show this weekend. Shout out again, Trifecta Festival. And I've been rehearsing all week. And, you know what I'm saying? It's just about, just like I said, pushing the right buttons. I know when I hit that stage, man, it's like I'm winning at least, like 30 fans.
Yeah. And
in order to do that, I can't be up there, just letting the music play. I'm singing and dancing. I'm going all out. So it's just about, man, I've always been a performer. And I've always just been, like ready, for my time. And, it's here. I can feel it. It's coming, and I can see it. And yeah, man, that's just always been me, for real. Like, and apart from that, though, when it comes to like other things, like, I can turn down to, I'm a lover at heart, not a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very, like romantic guy. When it comes to things like that, I'm more, laid back. I take it easy with family. Sometimes I just be chilling there. Like I'm not even in the room, but I'm there just because like I'm that quiet. But when it comes to like music and other stuff, man, I can turn up. You know what I mean? And, yeah, don't link or we to do that too. I turn up. Feel me?
No. That's really amazing. I just like how you're able to maintain, the consistency, the hard work, and you can see. And I always have this philosophy that says that, when preparedness meets opportunity, you've been working hard. Putting this out there, putting your music out there. Even last year, 2 years ago, just looking at the music that's been put out there has, I think, brought you to this point. So, what advice would you give, someone out there who wants to do what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Who wants to get out there and they got music. Like, what can make them stand out? Like, what is the field like? Because sometimes, you look at social media or whatever, and you think that, all right, you know what, music is about, releasing this and doing that, and it's, they don't sometimes see the hard work that goes into it. People on screen make it look easy. I mean, what advice would you give someone saying, hey, you know what, I think you need to pursue this,
Yeah, man. I'll be honest, I keep it a buck, bro. Like, if you can do anything else, do it. And that's not, like, not to deter them away from their dreams, because, like, always dream, always, strive to achieve. But music is hard, bro. A lot of disappointments, a lot of, like setbacks. But yeah, man, it's hard. If you have the heart for it, just know, like, starting out, you're going to spend more than you make. You know what I mean? Like, and if you're willing, to sacrifice like that, there's been times people like, my family's like, yo, what the heck? Like, you spending all this money, like, yo, like, are you saving? Like, is it coming back? And I'm just like, yo, like, I'm investing. And, sometimes it comes back. Sometimes nothing comes back. And you just like, you post a video like, this is about to be fire. And, saying no clicks, no comments, nothing like that. Or, you put a concert, like, what we're doing this weekend, a festival. This is about to be a festival. You know what I mean? And, and tickets is, not selling well. But now, tickets are set, we got 5 more days and tickets is basically sold out. So if you didn't get your tickets yet, yeah, like sometimes it's just like, yo, you promoting the event and you like a month out and it's like, yo, nobody buying tickets yet. It's hard, man. It's a lot of headache, a lot of disappointment. People will treat you dirty, so even people you would never think. And, but I would say though, just to, be blunt, don't expect anything from anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, just put it out there and keep your expectations low. Like, no, because disappointment will affect how you create, and if your creativeness is affected, then the music will not be 100, and that also it reflects in the fans not enjoying it and not growing and not gravitating to you. So keep your expectations low, that way you can lock in and create, and just have fun with it.
No, I like that. No, I really like that, and just that idea, the mindset of keeping it, the grindstone, just doing it, I think also the fact that you execute so fast, it helps you learn quickly. And you go back and you fix what you need to fix and you just move on. So yeah. So now I really appreciate coming on our show. And once again, you could just tell everybody where they can find you, where they can find your music, and you can just
yeah. Sorry, sir. I got like I said, man, I'm a busy man. I'm making moves on the
I know.
Sorry for the awkward pause, but yeah, man. Listen, like I said, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, all that good stuff. Wherever you find music, I am going to be there, and I am there right now, June 14th. Summer JOLLOF 2, Spicy. Go check it out. If you want to connect with me, I am RifleX on all social media platforms. That's I am RifleX. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm funny.
Yeah.
You can follow me. I follow back.
He writes good too. He writes really good. The blogs, man.
Yeah, man.
Powerful blogs, guys.
Appreciate that, man.
Check it out.
I like to be interactive. So if you follow me, you're not just following, like a 50 Cent or whatever. I keep it fun. So follow me, man. Let's chop it up. I would love to connect with you out there if you're listening, and I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, RifleX. We'll keep an eye out for a Summer JOLLOF that's coming out June 14th, and we're really excited that you came onto our podcast. And for our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in, and you have a wonderful rest of the week. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
You've been listening to IPU Podcast. You can follow IPU Podcast on Instagram. If you haven't yet, please go to Apple Podcasts and subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. Join us next week for another inspiring story. Follow your passion. It will lead you to your purpose. As always, thanks for listening. Until next time.